Hello everyone, it is March 19th, 2020, and I'm doing my update for today. The news from yesterday was that the province declared a public health emergency. Now that's not as scary as it sounds. It's basically taking the recommendations they have been making so far and putting the force of law behind them. So gyms, bars, bingo halls are closed. Restaurants need to be at 50% capacity. Mostly those things aren't really going to affect us too much. In the grad studies world, we sent our staff home yesterday, hopefully with the tools that they need to continue doing their jobs. And if not, we will try and figure out how to get them the things that they need. For grad students, what this means hopefully is that you won't notice too much of a difference. We are fully set up online to do all of the things that we do for you, and we are prioritizing those things that are for students. So for example, enrollment verification letters, please email us sgs@mun.ca to request those, and we will email them back to you, so you don't have to come pick them up. All of the leaves and extension programs, etc., are going to be processed as normal, except all via email. And we are continuing on with the thesis examinations. We are accepting reports from examiners. We should be able to process those in the same amount of time as we usually do. So hopefully it's business as usual. There will be some things that are a little different, but I don't think that they're on the student-facing side. So our applications will be processed a little bit slower. We aren't going to be able to scan in some of the materials that we get by mail for a little while, but I think that you hopefully won't notice much of a difference. I've been thinking a lot about the research and the closing of the research labs. It's really a tough situation, and I can understand that some of you are feeling extremely upset about it. I don't know what to say to you about that, except that, again, as I mentioned yesterday, try to figure out how to make some progress while the lab is closed. And if your research was longitudinal, if it needed time to unfold, you probably want to think about some way that you can modify your research so that you can continue to make progress. It's not very helpful advice, and I'm sorry about that, but it's really the best I can do at this point. I keep thinking about cliches and the like. It's really hard to give advice. Every bit of advice you give is really contradicted by another piece of advice. So I tell people not to stress or worry about the work that they're doing, but then again, in a lot of cases, it's really good to have some structure and to make sure you get up every morning and get some work done or have some sort of a schedule. So really whatever works for you, try and figure that out, and it's not going to work all the time. So some days it's really good to have structure, and some days it's really probably better just to stay in bed all day. I got an email from a student yesterday who has a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old, and she's struggling a little bit in this time of uncertainty and isolation, but she's trying to be as calm and joyful as possible, which I very much appreciated. And she said, maybe I will take a nap with my children now. I need it. And I thought that that was really excellent advice. So feel free to reach out to us. We will continue with the updates as much as possible, and take care.